Hello there, Ray here, and today I'll be showing you guys a new type of farm. This is an automatic cooked chicken farm that uses looting 3 that we designed. This allows you to get more cooked chickens than with just a normal cooked chicken farm. It also doesn't use any lava or fire. This uses a bunch of new mechanics I discovered, so let's take a look at how this thing works. So if you're familiar with chicken farms, you might notice that you see we got some breeder chickens up here. Then we also have like the dispenser, which will dispense the eggs after them being picked up from this hopper over here. But the main difference is in this area over here. You can see we have a fox in here, and this fox is holding a sword. This might look familiar if you've seen my OP Fox video, where I discovered that you can give a fox a sword, and he can use the enchantments on that sword when he attacks stuff. Where we were able to get the fox to use his sword that had looting 3 to get more out of the mobs he would attack, as well as other enchantments on the sword such as fire aspect, which opens the door to a lot of crazy things, and we did a lot of experiments in that video about what it could possibly mean. Although they did remove the part where the foxes would be able to wear the armor, there's a lot of other cool stuff that we came across during that video, such as how you can tame up foxes to make them fight for you. And in that video we noticed that the foxes using the fire aspect, when they would kill the chicken, they wouldn't apply the flame effect onto the chicken, similar to the player. So if the player would attack a chicken with fire aspect, he would go ahead and he would make the chicken die by fire means, which should produce cooked chicken. But it wasn't. And if you guys seen the most recent snapshot review, you know that that bug has now been fixed. So we can go ahead and have a fox not only use looting 3 on the chickens, we can also have him use fire aspect, meaning that he'll cook the chickens automatically without having to use any lava or fire. And after showing this to you guys came out with a lot of cool designs that you posted to me using Twitter or Discord, and even DocM77 posted a design using this, which is pretty awesome seeing people using it. And during our Twitch stream, a bunch of you were able to come onto the Snapchat server and help design up cool designs for automatic chicken farms, using that concept that I showed. It was a lot of fun, and I really appreciate everyone who came by. I'll be showing some of the cool designs that you guys came up with. I'll first be showing this design here, and this is the design that Damo, as well as myself, built up. The way that it works is that the hens will lay eggs, they'll be put down to a dispenser, then they'll be fired out, and they're fired onto this stair here, where the eggs will break open, where the eggs will have a chance to produce a chick. Then what will happen is after 20 minutes, the babies will grow up into adults. And once the baby chick grows up, it will turn into an adult. And then that'll make it big enough so that it'll be inside of the carpet. And once inside the carpet, he'll be tall enough so that the fox can attack him. He also can be pushed out by the other chicks here, so that he can end up on top of the stair here. So he can actually be separated from the baby chicks. And once the chicken is high enough up here, the fox is able to attack him. So let me turn on the bounty boxes. And you can see that all the baby chicks are underneath of the carpet. And as soon as a chicken comes up, you can see that he just comes up and through the carpet, and the fox is able to attack him. Even if he don't completely come through, the fox is still able to attack him. And when the fox attacks him, he's using the sword that is in his mouth. And as I showed, if you put enchantments such as looting 3 and fire aspect onto the sword, he'll use those towards the mob that he attacks. This way we'll be able to get more cooked chicken. Normally every time one chicken dies, there's always a 100% chance of it dropping just one raw chicken, but with his looting 3 effect on his sword, there's a chance that he'll drop more than one chicken. And when he's killed by using the fire aspect, it'll also cook it. And once the chicken has died, the loot is being sucked up by the hopper immediately before the fox can pick it up. This is very similar to the berry farms that I've showed you guys, where we want to pick the loot before the fox will pick it up in his mouth. Otherwise, he'll pick up the raw chicken and eat that while also dropping the sword, which we do not want. The hopper minecart is sitting here inside of the stair, and underneath the hopper minecart we have a normal hopper which is piping all the items over into this chest here. You can see that we're getting cooked chicken as well as feathers, and we're getting a large amount of them because he's using the looting 3 on him. This is such a really cool farm because now we can finally get mobs that can use looting for us. Plus we're able to avoid lava as well as fire, which could try to spread and burn up other types of blocks. As you guys can see, the design is very simple. Now the only one problem is I had to switch these out with slabs instead of glass. It's easier to show you guys what's going on with glass, but the problem is that in this snapshot there is currently a bug where glass is acting more like a solid block, so it's causing stuff to get suffocated. Normally a villager's head can be inside of glass and wouldn't cause any damage to him, but as you can see there's currently a bug that is causing them to do damage. And this bug really needs to be fixed before they come out with a full release. I'll put the bug report down in the description, and I really wish you guys would upvote it so it gets fixed. And this occurs in the farm because the baby chicks are small, but when they get large, they're going to clip into the blocks beside them, including this block right here. And if that's a block that can suffocate them, they'll suffocate from that block instead of being killed by the fox. If you're into making your designs look really slim, you can always come in and put trapdoors for all these blocks here. I'll show you guys some tips on how to set up this farm. So the hardest part is not building it up. As you can see, it's pretty simple. It's just putting the entities into place. So the first thing you'll want to do is to put all the mother chickens in here that will produce all the eggs. And you can have any amount you want in here, as long as you have some vines to prevent max cramming. Now if you just have about 40 hens in here, you won't have to really worry about max cramming, and you can just avoid putting that in there altogether. So I make a little holding spot where you can put the hens, and then you just want to make it a little bit taller so the hens are not able to escape. Then what you want to do is just go around and grab some chickens and drop them down into here. Then once you have enough chickens that you're satisfied with, you can go ahead and just block the top off, and then you can remove these scaffolding blocks here. So now the next part you want to do is to put in the hopper minecart, which will go right in here. So you start out by putting a scaffolding block as well as a rail, and then you put the hopper minecart on top of it. You remove the scaffolding block. Now you got the hopper minecart we want. Now you just need to put a stair in there. So what we got is a piston over to the side. You can just throw a stair there. Then you can go ahead and power this piston and push the stair into the hopper minecart. Notice I also got some blocks on the sides so that the hopper minecart can't get pushed out. Next you want to do is just secure the hopper minecart in place. So I can put down some more blocks, and you can use trapdoors if you want a slim look. Then on top of the stair here, you just go ahead and place in a carpet. Now what you want is to have a fox in here. You want to make sure that he has a sword. And the enchantments on the sword will affect what he kills. So you definitely want to have looting, and if you want the chicken to be cooked, you also want to have fire aspect onto it. A stronger sword or stronger like strength levels will also allow him to kill the chickens quicker. Next, you want to go and get a fox and then bring it over here and put it into the new hole that you made here. It doesn't matter if the fox has something in its mouth, you can always get rid of that. So to get rid of something that's in the fox's mouth, all you have to do is place down something that he wants better. So he'll take any type of food item over any type of non-food item. So I just put some right beside him. Now you can see that he swapped out, and now he has the chicken in his mouth, and he'll eventually eat the chicken. And once he has ate the chicken, we can go ahead and give him his new sword. So put the new sword right there. Don't want to throw a new sword directly into here because we have the hopper minecart underneath, which will immediately pick it up. So he ate his chicken and he picked up the sword. Now all you have to do is wait for your hen chickens to produce eggs, which will go down into this dispenser. And using this comparator clock here, essentially the way this works is the comparator reads items in here, which will power this piston here, which is sticky, which will push up this observer. This will make an observer clock with these two being back to back. And this will power right above this dispenser using quasi-connectivity, meaning it will also power this dispenser. And this will dispense any eggs that you put into here directly over into the area in front of it. So it's pointing into the stair here, which it will collide with the back of this and put them in here. Now, if you had a whole bunch of hens laying, it's possible for you to produce so many chicks that they take max cramming. And if you notice that occurring, just back up on the number of hens that you have in here. Now your automatic looting 3 chicken farm is ready to be used, and all you have to do is have this inside of some loaded chunks. You can put this inside of your spawn chunks, and essentially what spawn chunks do on servers is that they stay loaded as entity processing chunks, and since the chickens themselves will produce eggs about every 7.5 minutes, meaning that you will get a chance to get baby chick. And the chickens don't even need players to be around them for them to produce eggs. The baby chicks can grow up without players being around them as well. And the fox is able to attack these chickens without players as well, meaning that you can have this whole thing inside of your spawn chunks with no players online, and this thing will be working 24/7, 365, producing you tons of cooked chicken as well as feathers. The nice thing about this farm, it's not that much harder to use compared to a normal cooked chicken farm. You just have to get a fox, which are pretty common in like taigas. The hardest thing might be getting a looting sword of some variation. But once you do have like a looting 3 sword, you can always give it to this fox, and if you need it, you can always get it back using that trick I showed by giving him food, and then the looting sword will just end up back down here, and then you can turn around and give it back to him again. Let's take a look at the designs that you guys produced during the stream. Over here, I know there's a really cool design. This design here is by Master Blaster. I think it's really cool because we have is essentially you'd put the chickens into this dispenser here, and it will shoot the eggs out into the soul sand. Let me just manually power it, and you can see what I mean. So we're putting all the eggs into that soul sand right beside it. Now something really strange with the soul sand is that it has a few different types of collision. So normally you stay on top of a soul sand, you would end up just barely lower than a normal block. So you can see I can go up a little bit when I hop on top of this glass here. The soul sand also has this lower collision, so if I go into spectator, move down a little bit, then sit on the very bottom here, you can see I'm sitting on a lower part of it. This is most likely a bug and probably to do the same kind of problem that we're having with the glass panes. But he actually uses this, and the bottom part there will suffocate stuff. This top piece here will not suffocate. And what's happening is the chicken's sitting on this lower part, and it's not suffocating on this upper part here. Then when the chick grows up, he will be big enough that he'll be inside of the water, and it will lift him up, and then it will take him over here and put him over with this fox. And the fox will use his sword and kill the chicken and get the looting as well as the fire aspects. It's a really cool concept and can easily be compacted down into a nice little farm as well. This design here is by Nandy, and what he has is a fox with the sword on top. Then he has the chickens over here that would normally produce the eggs and be placed down into this sensor, and he has them shooting over here on top of the slab. And then above the slab, he has a hopper minecart. Then he has the fox sitting on top of a trap door. Looks like he has two foxes in there. We'll just put some baby chicks in there. And the chicks are sitting on top of the slab, and they're just barely underneath of this trap door. So when they grow up, they'll be adults, and then they'll be above the trap door, and the fox will be able to attack them. And it looks like he gave the farm a try. That's another pretty cool design as well. There's a lot of prototypes you guys have around here of different designs. You're trying to separate the babies from the adults. Here somebody's trying to use water to try and get the babies to float upwards. And look, there's even a stone cutter in this design. Here's a cool design. It's not for chickens, but it's for looting for cod. So he said cod would come in through here, and then you drop them down to the fox, and then they would kill them, and then you pick up the loot, and you put the output over here. Here's the earlier design that Damo and myself made, where we had the chickens kind of sitting on this slab area here, and when they grow up, they'd be tall enough to come over here and end up on the sides where the fox could get at them and kill them. And the loots were being picked up by hopper minecarts. You guys made a lot of cool and interesting designs, and I definitely look forward to doing more of this with you guys. A simple and automatic farm to go ahead and produce tons of cooked chicken using the looting effect. If you did find the video interesting, show me a like and share this with others. And if you enjoy stuff like this, be sure to go ahead and subscribe. And click the bell notifications if you want those. I would love to hear what other crazy farms you think I should build using this. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!